What up, everyone? This is Mr. Lord, Dr. Professor, Dark Joker, here with another edition of Traditional Fans with Opinions, where I'll give my reviews for whoever I watched, read, or played today. And who are Traditional Fans with Opinions? That is myself, and that is you, the viewers. With all that being said, on with the reviews. Black Butler, Season 5, Episodes 8, 9, 10. So in these episodes, basically, it's revealed that the miasma that Sieglin was making is not miasma, it's mustard gas. So the elder, like the old witch looking lady, it's revealed to be her mother. That basically so basically the elder was part of this group that invented mustard gas, and the guy who led the project uh basically impregnated her with Sieglin, and there was an accident, he died. So like, and Celia, when she was born, basically she like inherited his intelligence, so she was able to recreate mustard gas and then so to mass produce it, basically to help complete it. So the whole basically to reveal that the whole village it's a military it's a psyop by the German military. So basically, so she's not a witch, so the whole bind her foot it was all a lie, and that's why they all the villagers disguise as werewolves. Basically, they're all military personnel. And so Sieglin's, sad to have made a basically a biological weapon. And so basically so basically they try to escape. So like all Steele's other servants, they're prepared, they're fighting, they're stationed to fight, and then so Sebastian starts killing a bunch of the people. He releases a mustard after Seal and Sieglin escape. Sebastian basically he releases mustard gas, and since he's a demon, he can't die. He kills them, and like he like literally breathes the mustard gas into Sieglin's mother, killing her. It's like basically a bunch of them die, and so a lot of them get back in. A lot of the villagers who are not in there get in their military uniforms and start fighting. Where then so what happens is Seal like switches clothes with Sieglin so that so he can act as a decoy. It's not the first time he's dressed up as a woman for a job. We all remember that season one episode. And so like and so basically they bring a tank. So the Germans bring a tank. And so Dietrich, who was like so Seal's father, so Dietrich was like his drudge, like his assistant at at the boarding school. And so like basically basically so and Sebastian like basically bends the tank like because he's a demon, he's pretty strong, and so they basically escape, and then two like Grim Reapers who are part of the German branch, so it's not the English ones you've seen in this show. It's two different ones. So they're there, and one of them's like a little interested in what's going on. I guess she really enjoys the job being the Grim Reaper, and so she like yeah, and that yeah, so basically, so that this leads into like next week where whoever's left of their escape because there's still some fights going on. Yeah, basically all the servants know how to fight. Like they're all like they they know what they're doing. So yeah, I really like these three episodes. Looking forward to next week's. Guilty Gear Strive Dual Rulers Episode 8. So in this one, so Sin and Unica basically like they defeat Neville. So basically like their parents like get up order the other gears to like help them fight, like help Sin Unica. So it allows them to be able to defeat Neville. And yeah, then we see, their parents like get married, and it's revealed that Soul you know, is the Soul is the father of, their mother. So basically, Soul is San Unica's grandfather. And yeah, and so like basically, Unica apologized for all the stuff she did. Yeah, it just goes it's a very rushed ending. It goes very all over the place. It's not very good. It's not a good episode. As far as the show, yeah, the show is not structured very well. So like the characters just suck. Like this is based off a fighting game series, so I expected better combat in a show based off a fighting game series. Now I think a better thing to do would have been just adapt the games. Like if you're going to use the characters, you're going to assume everyone knows it. Probably a better story would have been just adapt the games and just go like you could. I'm not too familiar with Guilty Gear, but I think you could have had an entire like multi-season show adapting the Guilty Gear games. I mean, it's also what I think Mortal Kombat should be doing, but it's Street Fighter. Like those would be very successful. Like a Guilty Gear show, I think it could have a lot of success if just adapt the games, make people build up the characters, make people care about. Like you could do very well. But anyway, they made this basically a mid-cool between, I guess, two different like DLC seasons of Strive, and yeah, it's not good. Yeah, it's not a good show. Like the animation sucks. The 3D looks terrible. The character designs look interesting, but it doesn't work well in this 3D animation. Which I mean, for animation, a lot of the good people who are good at 3D animation work on video games in Japan. Like in Japan, the good 3D animation is saved for video games. For anime, very rarely is there good 3D animation. If there is, it's usually in some movies. Like if something's being released in theaters, that's when a lot more you'll see 3D animation look better. On television, like for anime shows, yeah, 3D is really gonna suck. And 3D in this show sucks. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the show. I can't really recommend it. So yeah, Yaiba Samurai Legend episodes 8, 9, 10. So in these three episodes, so Yaiba, with so Musashi gets drunk and is basically uh, out cold, like he's asleep. He can't go to the duel, so that risks Yaiba no longer existing. Now, what led up to that was so when Yaiba mentions the how Musashi wins, Musashi decides to try and do it honorably to impress the girl there, and that causes Yaiba to start to fade a little bit, like because history was about to change, and that will lead to him being killed. So that's when he decides to get Musashi drunk, so that he'll be drunk as in late. But with him being out cold, basically that could lead to the duel just being postponed and to Yaiba, and Yaiba still starts to face. So he tries to disguise as Musashi, but he takes Musashi and the girl there with him. So he fights Kojiro for a little bit, but then Musashi wakes up and finishes the duel and kills Kojiro, so allows the portal to awaken, and Musashi and Yaiba escapes, gets back to the present where you know where Musashi's fighting Kojiro, and basically the fight Kojiro's defeated and he escapes. Goes back to Onimaru, and basically how Mr. Spider like convinces Kojiro to help is he does the thing where he says who is the best samurai of the he makes it where it says Yaiba is, Onimaru's a little pissed off at that, and but it convinces Kojiro to go kill Yaiba and steal the Raijinkin. And so Kojiro, how he does it, he befriends like Sawaka's family, like stays there, acts like he's friend, but he doesn't care about Onimaru. He just wants to kill Yaiba and get the Raijinkin and take the title of world's best samurai. And so then Yaiba does some training with Musashi, and part of Musashi's idea is to, I guess, sneak a peek on women who are bathing, and which leads him to get leads Sokka to like a pour like like with hot water, which hurts him. But then Yaiba comes up with the move, the lightning slash, like, and he perfects it after some practice. And so then they all attack. Then the whole group attacks Onimaru's castle. They fight some of his subordinates, and yeah. And so episode 10 ends with Onimaru confronting Yaiba. So their fight looks like it's about to start next week. So yeah, I really like these episodes. These were really good. Musashi is freaking funny. Yaiba's funny. Kojiro. And Sokka's reaction to everything. It's just downright hilarious. And there's a place where there's one Onimaru Smorton's like is a shapeshifter, like it's chameleon and can tries to impersonate Yaiba. And so Sokka's idea of seeing which one was the real Yaiba was asking a math problem, and Yaiba got it wrong, while the chameleon got it right. So she knew that the chameleon, which one was correct, because she knows Yaiba would never gotten the question correct. So it's kind of like how now this came out before Naruto. Yaiba, the manga came out before Naruto, so in Naruto, you had in the tuning exam arc, you had where there is the password, and they knew that. So Sasuke knew that Naruto would never get the password. So when someone trying to impersonate Naruto said the password correctly, Sasuke knew that it wasn't real Naruto because Naruto wouldn't have gotten it right. So this is similar to that, but you could say possibly Naruto got it from Yaiba. I mean, I've not read the Yaiba manga, so I'll so no, this is exactly how it goes down. But this is fun. This was fun. It was pretty good. So yeah, I really liked it. This is one of the best shows of the year. This is one of the best shows of the year. Fantastic. I really like this show. Really like these three episodes, and I look forward to next week's. The Phoenician Scheme. So this is a new movie by Wes Anderson and Roman Coppola. So in this one, uh, Benicio del Toro plays a character named Anatoly Zaza Korda, and he's inspired by real life Armenian oil magnate Kaluste Gulbenkian, and basically shares the same nickname, Mr. 5%, because how he like Zilda get like 5% of the profits on whichever deals he makes. So basically, what happens starts off like he's on his private plane, and basically a bomb explodes, causing it to crash. And well, he dies and sees a vision of himself being judged in the afterlife, and he wakes up. So he comes back to life, and so that inspires him to like find a heir. So he has 10 children. He has like nine like young sons, and he has a daughter who's a nun, and he names the daughter as the heir. Now she doesn't necessarily want to leave the convent; she wants to stay a nun, and so the daughter's name is Sister Liesel. And so basically, so Corda explains the business, like how he uses slave labor, how he handles everything. He uses these shoe boxes to explain like each business, like each side of his business. And so after like there's like this consortium of like governments, uh, rival businessmen, and all that who work conspire to destroy Corda's business. So they like manipulate the markets on rivets to screw up his business. So there's like an issue with the gap. So that's like basically a lot of their deficit and stuff like that. And so Corda, Liesel, and Corda's like new tutor named Bajorn. Basically, they like they travel to different each business partner to negotiate ways for them to pay some for those partners to pay some of the gap, and while dealing with various assassins. And during the and after dealing with a lot of the meetings, while they're on the way to their final meeting, well, while they're on the way back, because they have to go back because there's some notary they need to sign or something. So now Liesel agrees to be the heir in exchange for confronting her mother's killer. Now, she first asks Corda if he killed her because the official rule is that it was a suicide. And Corda says she was murdered, but he didn't do it. And he even does a polygraph thing to prove he didn't do it. And so he says that his brother, Dubar, killed her. And the reason he says basically her mother slept around. Now, he says he slept around too, but he was fond of his wife, of Liesel's mother, and basically, so he was mad. So he told Newbar that Liesel's mother was screwing one of Corda's servants, and basically Newbar killed both of them because of it. And and there is a possibility that Newbar is Liesel's mother, Liesel's father, due to like how her eye, she has the same eyes as him. Now, once he gets another side, basically the one of the mother, so the mother of whichever convent Liesel worked at, like was a nun that basically released her from her service, basically so that the Corda family can pay some of the stuff to the help fund some of the stuff to church once, the Catholic Church once. So once we're at the final meeting, Corda and Liesel confront, Newbar, and Newbar says he did kill the servant. He doesn't admit to killing my, but he says that servant. So what Corda thought was a lie about the servant screwing Liesel's mother, turns out it was actually true, and that servant is Liesel's father. And Newbar says he did kill him. That servant. He doesn't say he killed the mother, so we don't really know who. Technically, we don't know who actually killed Liesel's mother. Now, it is possibly Newbar. And Newbar reveals he was behind all the assassination attempts. So he tries to fight, you know, Corda himself to kill him, but then there's a poison ample Newbar is exposed to, and then he then basically blows himself up. Then the deal goes through, and Corda, instead of like he decides to pay the gap himself, which makes him bankrupt and ends his like life as like a industrialist and all that. So he retires to run a bistro with Liesel, who then becomes engaged to Bajorn. Now, one thing with Bajorn is that he is revealed to be like a spy for the consortium, but he had decided to side with Corda and Liesel, probably because he falls for Liesel, which is why like he basically gets her to say yes. Now it's quote on a trial basis, kind of like the whole heir, like Liesel being the heir to Corda. Yeah, it's like on a trial. So yeah, this movie I liked it. I thought it was good. It is very deadpan humor. Like it is very monotone the way people talk, but it's part of the humor and it actually adds to the humor. Like there's ways to do it. Like do monotone speaking. You have to be like do a lot of deadpan. It works with deadpan humor. Like a lot of stuff Matt Walsh does. You know, when he's funny. It's very deadpan. So this movie's very deadpan. Everyone speaks a monotone. Like Liesel's face doesn't change. Like she has the same expression the entire movie. And there's a whole funny how like her habits as a nun conflict with how the business world is. So like, there's a scene where she says, "I have never tasted hard liquor except for communion wine." Then George's like, "Oh, this is beer. What? It's not good. It's whatever. It's not like you're. It's not hard liquor." She's like, "Fine, 2 beers." And then later, since another guy offers, she's like, "I have not had hard liquor, except for communion wine and beer." Oh, this is champagne. Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, "Okay, fine." And and she like I guess likes smoking. So she get her birthday gift from Corda is a bejeweled pipe, so which she replaces her old one with. So I guess she likes smoking. I mean, which smoking's kind of made a comeback in movies. You know, Corda has like a cigar in his mouth a lot. Well, but this movie takes place in 1950. Everyone smoked back then, or at least a lot of people. It was very common for people to smoke back then. It just was. I don't quite understand. I feel like that stuff just smells terrible, but that's just my opinion. So yeah, as far as quality, I liked it. I thought it was good. I think it's not the best movie of the year. I think it's a good solid movie, decent cast. I think most of the budget went to the cast. I mean, with some of them you had Benicio del Toro, Scarlett Johansson, Jeffrey Wright, um, Tom Hanks, you know Bryan Cranston, Benedict Cumberbatch. I mean, it's a large cast. I mean, it is an impressive cast. Rupert Friend, Bill Murray plays God. Yeah, Bill Murray plays God, which is so freaking stupid, but it's kind of funny. So you have like a lot of so yeah, I like this movie. It's good. So yeah, do watch it.
And that's it. Did y'all like the stuff I reviewed? And if you have your own opinions about all that, put all that in the comments. Thank you for watching, and like, subscribe, and all that. And look forward to the next video.